Welcome back, everybody. Let me just plug them in. Welcome back. Another Thursday night live stream, which consists of my face, your screen, um, looking at what's been going on, any chats, stick it in there. I'm sure we'll have plenty of banter. May even get to look at a few people's work. There is an email scrolling at the top of the screen. If anybody wants to send any work in, we'll have a look at a few. Smoke, come on, Andy. I could have smoked 3 joints in the time you smoked 1 cig. I think I've had about 3 cigs smoked. First off, and I'll give you an update on, shall we say, Tattoo-gate at my end, with all the ups and downs and everything going on about ripping me business page off. But what I will say is, I know last week people were saying, last live I did, people were saying my audio sounded like I was underwater, and I was here, there, and I was everywhere. How's the audio sounding? Is it okay? Quiet? Loud? Just let me know. Do I sound like I'm underwater? Just whack it in chat. And that's all good. Again, Rob, okay so far. How you doing, Rob? What I will say, join the chat, guys. As long as you're watching, it's quite simple. It's subscriber chat. Good. I don't sound like I've got made in the bucket. It's subscriber chat. Quite simple. Just subscribe to the channel, start chatting. Everyone's okay. Danik's managed to make it. Again, yes, it's me, Andy. It's not Tom Lee or Alex Kelvin, shall we say, and them that followed the help. I'm in need of help live. So I'll understand that one. SL, you okay? How's it doing? So have we got in so far? Well, there's a few of you turning up. We have got Smokers in the house, first one. I swear to God, Smoke, you'll live on Facebook, buddy. Mike Parrish, Mike from Georgia. He's got some time off. Kenneth, how you doing, buddy? Mad Tattoos, Mad from Coventry. Rob, Danik, LSINK, Perry, how you doing? Glad you could all make it. First of all, I will say, anybody that watched me last live, where I was ranting, raving, spewing about somebody basically taking all our business information, along with the photos of the work that I've done, putting it on their page, and trying to pass herself off as our business in order to scam people out of deposits, etc. My son did a reverse image search on some of the other pictures that was up there, and they led to a tattoo studio in Barcelona. Now, did message them. They also put a post up. But between yourselves as customers, as Facebook, as Twitter, and everybody getting onto Facebook, Facebook have done nothing. Basically, they've done nothing. This is the can't do all, and you've probably all had them emails back. But I know a lot of people, and you guys included, because you've kept me in the loop and you've been messaging me, literally spammed the living crap out of this guy's Facebook page with messages to the tune that a lot of us got blocked. We know that. But I can now thankfully say that he's taken all the association down to do with my business. So there is now no association. So in that respect, it's worked. There's no association. He has got still pictures of my work up, but hey, there we go. If that's what he wants to do, also be it. But the association with the business is gone. And he also has changed his name from Tom Lee now to Alex Kelvin. The link in the other last live that I did, that link still works. Takes you over to a page. He's now changed his name to Alex Kelvin. So he's just basically scamming everybody for deposits and not following through on doing any work. So guys, we've got 12 of you watching. So what have you guys been up to? What's this? Smoke? What are you on about, Smokey? Who are you and why you talking to me, mister? Don't even say hi, lol. What's this? What's this, Smoke? Hey, have I missed something? That's a better outcome than I thought you'd get. Well, to be honest, Smoke, it's probably a better outcome than what I thought I'd get. And I think I think it's more down to everybody just spamming the living shit out of his messages. That it's like, well, his messaging system were no good because he didn't know who were real, who weren't real, or whatever. So I think he's just succumbed to it, Smoke. I think he just succumbed to it, take it down, come away from it, and well, just run as his own name. Just use everybody's artwork instead. Run as his own name, and hope I can get some deposits that way. What we got here? Oh, that's for Mike. I thought, I was going to say, I did say hello to you. I've been talking to you all beginning that stream. And I did say hello. Well, again, like I said, there's an email at the top. If anybody's got a bit of work and they want to send it in, I will take a little bit of a look. I would appreciate you guys giving the stream a thumbs up if you can. Also in the comments, if you got anything in the comments you want to share with us, any new projects, new toys, anything to do with tattooing, any questions to do with tattooing, anything you're not sure about, stick it in there. We'll try and answer it. Not guaranteed, so don't know everything. Again, like I said, I am just a lowly, everyday tattoo artist. Nothing special, nothing amazing. So if you're coming to see an award-winning tattoo artist, then unfortunately, guys, you're in the wrong place. I'm just somebody that enjoys tattooing, has my own shop, willing to give me time up, and that there's imperfections in my work. And again, I just give me time up, enjoying out with you guys, help you where I can, and if it helps you guys out, job done. In reply and in response to that, if people want to subscribe or whatever. Oh, this one, don't even get me started on this one, man. This is a beauty. Armbands stencil, what a nightmare. Tips. Unless it's a plain line or a simple enough dough, man. Do you know what? I don't do them. Because generally they're coming with some shitty ass complex design that doesn't go around and it doesn't meet up, so you spend a lot of time. I have watched, even myself, I've watched so many tips on how to try to get an armband around an arm straight, from using masking tape around the arm to get it straight and then lining it up, to going on computer and pre-bending the stencil. So when you print the stencil, it's got an arch in it like that. So when you put it on, it's straight when it's out. None of it works for me. None of it works for me at all. I hate them. I will do them if, let's say, if it's plain enough to go around, then fair enough. If, shall we say, if you get like an armband that they'll say go 3/4 of the way around, and then something on the inside. There's something on the inside there of a different thing to join it up. I'll do that sort of stuff. But other than that, they're just horrible. I've got one to do, which shouldn't be bad. Taking it on, it shouldn't be bad. It will probably take me more attempts to get this round his leg, and it's a leg band, but the same thing. And it's just barbed wire, straight round leg, like that, joined up, one continuous loop. And I've got that till that's next week. Not looking forward to it. But another thing as well, I just price them. If it falls in with some of that I want to do, I will also price them to a point that, yeah, if I'm doing it, I'm getting rewarded. You know, I'm getting rewarded well for it. I did say this one took over an hour today, Polynesian, just to get it on. Yes, I believe it, because the one of them had that they either go on first time or it's on off, and you just forever wiping stencil ink off them. You just forever. They're a nightmare. I hate them. Absolutely hate armbands, leg bands, anything that wraps around that's got a join. And they're just a nightmare. Mike Parrish, what we got? I've heard if you draw the picture on a small curve, yeah. Again, I've done that, and if you go into, oh, excuse me, I use between using Sketchbook Pro on my tablet, on the laptop, I use Photoshop, and you can curve, and you can set your curves and your radiuses and everything. And I've tried doing it that way. Never works for me. Never ever works. I just don't know what it is. They stress me out. Really do stress me out completely. And I hate it. Not a fun thing to do. If it's thin, well, I do find if it's thin and it's not super wide, because obviously if you're looking at an arm, and if it's forearm, your arm's tapered like that. So you're trying to get it round it. That's why you curve it. If you're trying to go around it and you're drawing straight, it will naturally curve, go around and spiral up. I've seen people chopping them to bits, but then when you chop them and do relief cuts on them, top's okay, but then bottom armband's wider. It's not consistent all the way around. So yeah, if anybody wants to come and teach me that one, I'd be up for that. Got to get a decent armband on, measured. I'd be up for that one as well. I seriously would. It's something I dread. I really do dread armbands. Oh, right. We do have a couple of people have sent work in. So we will have a couple of pieces to look at, guys. So we can go through, check out, see what's what, which will be all good. I'll give a few more minutes before we jump into that lot. Again, if anybody's got all, there is an email at the top of the screen, up there somewhere. critiquemytattoo@gmail.com. You can send it through to there. And I say critique lightly. It's not a case of critique. Let's go through it. Let's see what's what. Let's see where it's lacking. Let's see where you can improve, where you need to improve. More pointers than anything, than ripping the shit out of it, unless it is of a point that wants ripping the shit out of. But hey, who am I to critique anybody else's work? And I'm just here, tips, pointers, and everything. That's where we go. Boom. I'd say using an elastic to help. Yeah, people have used elastic bands. I've seen that trick done. But again, if you've got elastic band around, what I find, then you've got to stencil of an armband that's maybe 2 inches wide, 50mm wide, you're trying to curve it round, it never makes it. It always wants to go up unless you start putting relief cuts in. It's, I don't know. What we got, SL? So I'm getting real close to going to shops looking for apprenticeships. Most of what I have to show is on fake skins. Would you try to do some drawings on paper? Yes. Quite simple. Yes. What you need to do, SL, is you must, it's a must, get your portfolio together, because they will need to see some art skills done with charcoal, coloured pencil, paint, markers, whatever you want to use. Try give them a broad spectrum. And what I will say is include some basic stuff, you know, like traditional roses, traditional designs. Then also you're going to want to do something along the lines of, I would chuck some animals in there, I would chuck some face study in there, and all that sort of thing, but get it drawn. The other thing I will say to you as well, SL, when you're doing your portfolio and you're going into shops, do your drawings on printer paper. There's nothing worse than somebody coming in and having artwork on scraggy bits of printer paper. Either get yourself a pad, you know, invest in a decent quality paper for a drawing pad, and then a bit of a folder or whatever, put it all together, get it all together. Then you can include some of your fake skins to take with you. You can include your drawing skills, your colour work. Then you've got your black and grey work. And then just do some pictures in there of compositions where you've actually come up with the idea, redrawn it, put it together, put it in, and done it, whether it be in black or whatever. Then you can use inks or anyway, but have a good mixed bag. And like I say, you definitely 100% need a portfolio with paper in it. Obviously that one you've put, would fake skins be bad to bring when applying? No, you can bring some fake skins with you. That's fine. And show that you've been working on it. I wouldn't go over the top and bring loads and loads in, because when you come for a apprenticeship, the more looking at your artwork and what you can do, rather than, well, he's not done so much artwork, but this guy's done 645 fake skins, and I'm looking at 300 of them here, and I can see his faults, and his faults are all the same all the way through it. So it could be counterproductive doing that. They maybe just don't want somebody that's also, even though you've done that amount, that may be stuck in a rut or in a bad way that they're going to find it hard to teach you to get out of it. They'd rather be some sort of blank canvas. Fake skin shows what you are doing. It does, but again, like I said, it can be counterproductive because all your faults are there. And if you turn around and say, oh, well, I've been on fake skin for 2 or 3 years, and thinking, right, he's pretty much set in his ways now. It's going to be hard because we're going to roll him back, teach him this way, bring him back forward. So some fake skins are good, but I won't go OTT. What's done it? But I would say, SL, if you bring fake skins, try to recreate it. Try to recreate it on real skin, the same one, to show them that you can redo it the same or better, because fake and real skin is different. It is, but again, doing that to as a drawing on. Also, if you do it the other way and dial it back, if you do it on paper and then do it on fake skin, there is a difference there. You got to remember, when you go for an apprenticeship, they want to mold you. They don't want somebody that's already molded, half molded, into their ways. They want to, into your own ways, sorry. They want to mold you, sculpt you, bring you along into their ways, how they tattoo, how they've learnt to tattoo. That is why you're going to them and asking for an apprenticeship, because you like their work, you like how their work looks, and you want to be taught by them to get to the same standard as what they are. So you just got to think about it that way. It can be counterproductive. Boom, Mike. And I'm a lot better with pencil than I am with a tattoo machine. I know you've gone all the way along, and you, Mike. You said you found it so hard, and you've openly said, because we've seen your work, we've seen it with your paintings, drawings, and everything, which are on point. Good artist, your artwork's on point. But you've said that tattooing, and tattooing fake skin in particular, and that is the hardest medium you've ever come across. Where again, some come naturally and everything. I know you sent some work in, and I says to you, was it last week, that the only thing that you're like, somebody could bring you on leaps and bounds if they could give you 3, 4, 5 days straight over your shoulder, 1-to-1. It didn't even have to be in the same week, but if they could give some 1-to-1 time up, be over your shoulder and put and correct you now as you're going along, that probably within a week you're going to be bang, they're going to be sorted. You're going to get the gist of it, instead of, unfortunately, doing a piece of work, waiting a week, having to send it in for people to look at it, critique it, find out where you're going wrong, try give you it back, and you take that, you interpret what we've tried to say, take it back, implement it, then come back and send it in. And if it's not quite worked, then we're having to say it to you again. So I do feel for you that way. Whereas some 1-to-1 tuition straight over your shoulder, both you get you along in leaps and bounds. That's just the frustrating part. You might, you can see it and you're almost there. It's just what we got here. You're just right on the cusp of it. What's this one? You've put, if we show them that we are capable with a tattoo machine, isn't that better? This is where I'm saying to you, don't take too many. Don't take too many fake skins in. Guys, don't take too many fake skins in. Because they're showing them that you're capable, and then showing them that you've just been smashing away for years on fake skin. And like I say, then it becomes a case of, well, they're in their own bit of rut. You can see this. They've then got to get you out of that rut, which means taking you backwards, then starting you all over again, which then you don't really want to go backwards and start all over again to undo the stuff that you've done. But that's what they want to do, take you back, start you from this point, bring you back forward. And it could be, you could be in 2-3 months of an apprenticeship with that studio, with that artist that's taking you backwards. You could be 2-3 months before you get back to where you think you ought to start with, and then progressing forwards. So that's what I'm saying. Just give them enough. Give them plenty of artwork, because that's always what they're looking for. Plenty of artwork, different studies, eyeball, hand, animals, faces, bit of traditional work, flowers. Just give them a bit of everything. You want colour, you want black and grey, ink work, coloured pencils, painting, whichever. Give them enough, give them loads of that, and just, like I said, just give them enough with a few fake skins that you've done. That, yeah, they'll take you on. I would say, for every 5 drawings that you've got to show them, 6 drawings you've got to show them, I'd maybe say show them 1 fake skin. Because I'll be honest, if you're coming to me, this, that, and other, and you said you've been doing it, you've been tattooing some fake skins. I've brought a couple of them with me. You've got 2 or 3, 4 with you, but you've got 20 or 30 pieces of artwork that are on point. It's like, yeah, that'll do. You can draw. Your artwork's on point. That's good enough for me. And I can see you've been dabbling. Right, no problem. Your artwork's on point. We'll get you in. I'll take you on and I'll bring you through it. SL, boom. Right, that's my thoughts. I'm sure we aren't a waste of their time. I've already put the time in. Yes, I totally get it. I totally get it. How you're thinking. But again, in this studio that you go to, you're supposed to do your due diligence. That you want them to train you and train you up to how they are. And you've got to look at it not from your point of view. You've got to look at it from the studio, the artist that you're going to. Right. So if you was that artist and somebody come in and they spent 3 years or whatever messing around with a tattoo machine, but they'd only got a dozen drawings on a bit of paper, but they've got 70 and 80 false skins, it's like, you're not spreading your time properly. Your artwork should be on point first, then dabble with your a few skins and see what you got on, because they want to mold you. They want to mold you. Mike, if you had to tattoo me and showed a half-ass pencil drawing or showed me a fake skin tattoo with a beautiful tattoo, I know you're more comfortable with the machine and I'd less scared of having it. Well, there you go. I mean, again, this is right. It's good being on here like this. Everybody's got a different view. Everybody's got a different view, different idea. I am going from, sorry guys, I am just going from a tattoo artist, a shop owner that's had apprentices, what I'd look for in apprentices before I take them on. And then, like I say, I've had a few and I've still got shit, still been shit on. I have still been shit on. Hey, Amber, how are you doing? I have still been shit on by these apprentices. You've pulled them through and then they just disappear. They just disappear because they think it's going to be easy. They think within 2-3 months they're going to be smashing big ass pieces out, Picassos, Rembrandts, people's backs, you know, full leg sleeves, and because they're not, they just leave. But it can take 3 months to pull an half right line. And this is what I'm saying from my point of view to you guys. Jeremy, how you doing? Look at this, guys. Jeremy Dennis has managed to make it. He must have finished curling his eyebrows, his eyelashes tonight. He's got all his eyelashes in, and then they could join us tonight. Brandon, how you doing? Where are we? Smoky. Otherwise, open your own shop and then you can do as you please. You can open your own shop. You can do as you please. Just laughing at Jeremy's little laughing crying face. You do as you please. But there again, if you're smashing tattoos out on people's skin and they're not right, they're not holding in, they're not staying, they're blown in, they're having problems with him, they're having a rough heel, or everything works apart, I guarantee you one thing. There's one thing goes around faster than good news. That is bad news. And once you send a bad name, both, or you'll struggle for clientele, and that is one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to struggle for clientele. Bradley, how are you doing? Monsieur Candy is in the house. Hey, we're doing well tonight, guys. There's a few of you in. Let's just have a quick look at. So we've still got 2 pieces of work in, which I will. It's like two people, 5 pieces of work, which we'll swap over to in a bit, and we'll have a look and we'll go through their work and help them out and everything. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. If I can help you out, SL, I will do. But 100% way outweigh your amount of drawings to fake skins that you take. Have so many more drawings to fake skin. and make sure, SL, that your drawings are well done. And again, like I say, you've got a variety of a diverse range of subjects, along with pieces that you've created, studies, eyeballs, and everything. Use of colour, use of black and grey. Mix it all up. Execute it really well. Take some skins in with you. Don't let on that you're dabbling in fake skins, basically. And as long as you're, I guarantee you, I will guarantee you, SL, if your artwork's on point, they like your artwork, and you've got enough of it, and like you say, you got a few fake skins, I will guarantee you, if everything's good, you'll get an apprenticeship, mate. You might get a few, even though apprenticeships are hard to get, you may have a few knockbacks on the way. Shops, unfortunately, we're not taking anybody on, or blah, 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 that sort of stuff. But I'm sure eventually, as long as all that's in point, because we virtually all look for the same stuff when people come in, you'll have no problem getting one. Amber, oh, I draw and paint all the time. This helps my tattooing so much. Exactly. The thing I've got, and I've got so much less time. I love drawing, and I've got so much less time for drawing on what I class as drawing for myself. And because when I'm drawing for myself, I like to do face studies, and I couldn't draw faces. I couldn't draw like portraits, and especially female ones. So if I ever get a chance to draw for myself, it's usually in black and grey, and I do like doing female face studies, and I've just don't seem to have any time to do them, which is an absolute bummer, because I generally spend anywhere between 15 and 25 hours doing the face with graphite, but don't seem to have any time, which that really doesn't help me to make more time. I do really make more time. Although, one thing I have wanted to always do was paint, but paint with gouache. For some reason, I just seem to like the look of that medium. And now my daughter's been trying to learn to paint. She's been using acrylics. I've had a little dabble with that. Now, they're not easy to use, acrylics, but it's a good challenge. Bradley, boom, boom, boom. Bradley, I don't have any fake skin work this week, but I have a design I just finished, and if you wouldn't mind, give me some CC. Send it, Bradley. If you want to send it in, we'll have a look. We will have a look. What I'll do is, while I am just blabbering my gob onto you lot, I will set up the screen share. Amber, I paint in watercolour. I see people painting watercolour, I mean, it blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. It's like, I'll tell you what, there's a girl on YouTube, honestly, she paints in a lot of watercolour, hell of a lot of watercolour, and she just amazes me, absolutely blows me away. I don't know, but if you found the channel or any other, she's called Jess Carp. And honestly, her drawings, her sketches, she just sits there. She goes straight at it with a fountain pen with waterproof black ink in, sketch, wax this watercolour out, starts putting watercolour all over the place, and the next thing you know, just got this outstanding piece of work, and she's calling it a sketch, and I'm like, I'll be happy to call it a finished bit of work. But if you ever think, I'd go find her channel, give it a look. It's really good watching. It's really relaxed. She reminds me of like a female Bob Ross. But Jess Carp, honestly, really good. Really, really good. Screens. So I'm talking to myself. Just swapping back over to that one. Just loading up ready for. Damn it. If you took me as an apprentice based on the work I've done and after 1 month realise I can't draw shit, would you kick me out the door? No, but I'd make you work on your drawing skills, unfortunately, Danny. To progress, part of it, and part of an apprenticeship as well, includes, it's not just tattooing work, mate. Some apprentices, and depending on where you are, you get, for want of a better word, drawing exercises to do. You've got to complete them as well, because if you don't complete them, it's like, well, you're not serious. Out you go. So it's not just, apprenticeship isn't just about getting a design, bringing it down, stenciling it, plonking it on the skin and tattooing it. To get an apprenticeship, you're also going to be asked to draw designs and do it. And you don't, and they'll want your drawing skills to come along. And if you don't, and you're refusing to do them and you're not doing them, then it's like, adios amigo, you would be out of the door, unfortunately, because that's what it's all about. That is what a lot of it is about. All goes hand in hand. Oh, just put that before I put it out. It says, would you kick me out of the door? Probably kick you out of the door and call you a cock for wasting my time. Lol. Only joking, Danny. So, I think. Okay, I'm booking a plane ticket, no problem. Tell me when you land, mate. I'll pick you up at airport. As long as airport's pretty local. And that. Tell me where you're landing, I'll come and pick you up, bud. And save your taxi. Saying that, this place, UK, for you guys, it'd be just like a little. It'd be just like a little speck in the ocean. It'd fit in a corner of one of your the estates. Would UK? Max says he's coming too. Yeah, that's it. More the merrier. Bring it on. We might as well have a party while we're at it. Tattoo Fest. Tattoo Fest. Hey, Anonymous, how you doing? Well, that's it. We're having tattoo learning fest. I'll jump on a plane. Week in studio, learning a tattoo. Send me your donkey. Yeah, really good. I'll send you a good one. I'll send you a good one. Anonymous is just booking his flight as well. That's it. Looks like it's a good time had by all, and everything. Get you going, and be a mass, shall we say, tattoo apprenticeship week. So with that, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sling this up on screen because, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, right. We've got some more. We have got some more in. Let's see what we have got. It's that one on there. Oh, there we go. UK, what's that? What's Anonymous got? Let's go up here with her. The big move comes this weekend. I've done 0 drawing in over a month. Sucks, doesn't it? That sucks. Smoke. UK fits in my province of Ontario a bunch of times. Lol. Don't doubt me. Really don't doubt me at all. I can't comprehend. I mean, like David were saying, you were going from where Ohio to Texas. And he was saying it was like 1,600 miles or whatever it was. Something crazy. We're going to take him 2 days. It's like, oh, I'll probably drive from one side of Britain to the other side of Britain in less than 24 hours. Dead easy. Probably get from top of Britain all the way down to bottom of Britain in 24 hours. It's frigging nuts. It blows my mind size of these places that you guys live. Boom. Andy Fest. We all meet, and then we'll go visit Tom all together. Yeah. It's not Tom no more, Danik. He's changed his name now, mate. His name is now Alex Kelvin. He has actually changed his name. Right, so let's start here. What we got? Let's open this one up. So Mike from Georgia did a northern full colour piece. Better, not perfect. Needles I used were 3 round line, a 5 round line, a 9 round line, a 7 curve mag, 15 curve mag, all on 12 gauge. Colour work, I used a 7 curve mag and 12 curve mag, 10 gauge. Right, cool. So, did another. Did a northern. I think it means did another. Oh my God, what's happened here? Oh, here we go. So, I'm assuming looking at this. Oh, yeah, it's on either a phone or a tablet. This is your. What's this? It sounds. Amber says it sounds like a party. It does. Mad. They'd get there. You guys won't understand this, but they'd get there before me. I'd have to use the M6. Yeah. But mad, you'd use the M6, but would you ever consider using? Is it the M6 toll road? I think that's the biggest waste of money in UK they ever did. Was the M6 toll road? I don't think hardly anybody uses it. Right, Parish, that would be fun. Yeah. So I'm guessing this is Mike from George. This is his reference. Boom. Ooh. Right, guys. This is Mike's reference. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I want your. Can you all see it? Can you all see it? Good enough? Because I'll tell you what. Can I? I don't. Oh no, I can't make it any bigger, can I? I was going to see. Does that work? No. What's that? No. I'm going to send you all dizzy in a minute. We'll have to stick with that one. Before Mike's reference yet. Time to take up singing Mike. Lol. Right. So I guess this is his. Can we all say this is his reference? This is his tattoo. Can we see? Let me just get to a decent size. Right, come on. So what we're thinking, I can see, and I'll be honest with you, Mike, I can see more good in this one. More understanding of your colours going in, your colour packing, than the one that you sent last week. There's more good in this, a lot more good in this. And for an artist, I'm more than likely going to pick you up on your artist side of it than. So I'm going to be super critical because I can see a couple of little pieces. Yes, SL-Ink. The outstanding feature on this, Mike, the leaves, the colour in the leaves. The colour in the leaves and the blending in the leaves is lovely. So I'm looking at this, and you've run with the colours, and then you've taken them colours, and like we say, we're tattooing 2 shades, at least 2 steps of colour difference between your shades. You've taken that mostly and run with it, Mike. This is looking a hell of a lot more like it should be, like it is. And I know last week you were saying, "Oh, I'm struggling with choosing right needles." right needles grouping, and we went through and we tried to help you out. So what I'm going to say to you, look, lines, cool, you're on fake skin, just going to get super critical here, just like watch there. You know what I mean? Just watch there. Right, can you see that little bit there? Should just point it off. These are cool. Cool. Again, just there, buddy. While we're going up, nice. I like how you've done your little drop shadow. You know, on it. You've got your drop shadow on. Again, lining. I'm really not going to say much about these. I'm reckoning 3-round liners is these lines here. As you said, just got to work on your 3-round liner. Basically being comfortable getting in and just pulling steady away, mate. That's going to be practice. What I am going to pull you on is your black backing. I'm going to pull you on that. You've packed up in here on this one. Can you see? I can't get in any further for you guys. I do apologise. You've packed in on here, just a little bit light round edges. If you're going to go in, just make sure it's bulletproof. A couple of little open spaces on this. You know, can you just see them? These are only niggly bits. They're just niggly bits that I'm pointing out to you. I ain't going boom over the top on it, because the way I am going to point out, I'm not going to criticise on you. I'm not going to and anything. I'm just going to point something out to you, Mike, because you've taken on board from last week. Excellent job, mate. This is compared to your colouring and your colouring technique from last week, your choice of needles, and there was left patchy. This is slick and it's silky smooth, especially these leaves compared to last week, mate. So what I'm just saying is just make sure these are bulletproof and up to edge. Might be a case of you've done them, go up again, back and black again. Maybe hang your needle out a little bit further, Mike. You know, so you've got a little more protrusion out of the end of the cartridge, so that you can see what your needles are doing to get up to the line. Sometimes if you're struggling to get up to the line, sometimes it's easy to turn your machine round and come off the line inwards. They're just a couple of tricks. What I like this, you see where you come through this branch, you've got your brown in, you've used a lighter colour. Your transitions between these are cool, are nice, are slick. The only place I'm probably gonna sell is with your blue. Is with your blue, Mike. And this is just from, and it's not from, there's a couple of little bits on application. But what I can see here, down here, Mike, down here, you've got like the drop shadow on the feather, which is fine. It may have worked out better if you use a darker grey, or just whipped a tiny little bit of black off it before you did it. Just give you that bit more of a punch for your transitions on your colour if you use black under the blue, because then it would have made these blues probably look brighter. Same down here, if you'd have started, see where the base of this, its back is for the tail up here. If you use black, whipped out, gone from a really dark and just whipped it out and feathered it out, it will make your blues look brighter. But what I will say is the main thing for me is, yes, you've got the light blue here, no problem. Light blue here, a nice touch of brown there. You see the darker blue you've used, Mike, would have been better if you'd used a slightly darker blue, you know, for the step change. So you'd have had a little bit bigger transition, you know, between the colours, because you could have gone over this with a darker blue and then you could have shaded back in. If this had been slightly darker, it could have been kept dark through here, gone out and whipped out to there. And then when you're packing in with this lighter blue, whipped back in and blended back into it, you would have got the tone in between. I just think this darker tone blue, mate, you've used grey wash. Is that grey wash in the same colour blue? I'm just going to let you answer that before I go on. So what you've used is, see this lighter blue? I'm assuming then what you're trying to tell me is you've used this lighter blue, and to get this darker tone, you've used grey wash. Oh, right. So we've got Danet's asking, did you grey wash it and then with the blue over the top? Or how have you done it? Just gives a little bit more insight into how you've done it. Because personally, I think if you've used a grey wash to undertone this and then gone over it with this blue, I personally think you'd have been better off with the darker blue and brought it out. Maybe something like a bit of a navy blue with this lighter blue, because what you could do if you use a navy blue and a light blue, there's a big step change in colour, but there again, you've got, using them two colours, you've got the darkest of the blues, you've got the lightest of the blues, and using them two blues, you can make up any colour variation in between by either dipping in your lighter blue and adding varying amounts of dark blue, vice versa, and you would have got it that way. But to be fair, I would say this, your colour packing and your choice of needles, this piece of work over last week's piece of work, and I'm just on about the colouring, as in the use of needles, right? Not the application using the needles, or a little bit of colour, your transitions, your smoothness. This is got to be a 90% improvement from last week to this week with the use of the needles, the transitioning. You use navy and teal, right? So you use navy and teal, but that's fine. But what you may need to do when you could see it like that is this either navy, you're going in with your navy or whatever, it just doesn't seem to come out too dark. The teal, they seem to be quite close. May have been better off if you're getting like that, if you put a pot of white out, we're missing with retailing an artist here. If you put a pot of white out, Mike, and if you were just to add 2 or 3 drops, maybe 4 drops of teal to it, and stirred it up and mixed it, again, just to get, got to have at least, any colours you use, I would always say have at least 2 shades of variation between it, at least 3 if you can, if you've got it and you've got the inks, and then you can make anywhere, because you just need that stark contrast. But again, weird artwork, you've got your drop shadows in, everything, the composition is nice. These transitions, these leaves, love the autumnal leaves, love them, love how you've done them. Again, other than a few tiny little bits, mate, which, like I said, it's just pointers. I don't want to get super critical over it. Again, it's just pointers. Like there's a little bit of this line through here is a little bit lighter weight than that one, a little bit missing there. Just little things to point out and just watch for. A little bit not joined. But again, this application, this leaf, I love how the transition from there, it's smooth. Same again here, it's smooth. And you're working on false skin, fake skin, and it's not the easiest to work on. Doing stuff like this on human skin is easier to get your transitions. My only problem, like I say, is maybe just a little bit of black whipped out in some of these just to make your colours look a little bit bright. You could have even done a tiny little bit across there. But it's just a step change between the 2 blues. Mike, if you understand what I mean, that's basically, if we could have had a bigger change between the 2 blues, give it more pop and more contrast, and a little bit of black just in with the blue, just which would have made your lighter blues look brighter. But other than that, like I said, I honestly think, yeah, 90% over last week, mate. you've taken on board, you've worked at it, you've worked hard, you've worked at these transitions, looked at them, are they working, stuck your head down, arse up, and it's worked out. It's really worked out. Because like we said, we know your artwork, we know your artwork's good. We've seen your paintings and everything. So it's just your technical abilities. And this is why I say you would always benefit from just having a few days. But hey, look, from 1 week to next, with a little bit of help / criticism or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to go too far down that, but help / criticism. Look, you've gone in leaps and bounds, 90% improvement. The only problem is now, Mike, you've done that 90% improvement. I don't want to see you go backwards. I don't want to see you go backwards. I need at least more improvement. More improvement, man. What's he got on here? Let's put, yeah, thanks. That's why I watch to get advice. Yeah, that's what. If I can, I will. I don't want to be too hard or anything. Even the little dot claw, even the little details in the claws are spot on. I assume it's really small. Yep, they are. I mean, like we say, it's going to the detail, just putting all these little bits in. The darker, the lighter. It's just somebody that's willing to take the time on something. What we got, SL? This piece makes me want to work harder. Thanks, Mike. Mike, take that as a compliment. SL, that's it. We're all at different things. We all have different art styles. This is why I say, you cannot go through this game comparing yourself to anybody else. Because even if I compare myself, to other people, I see people out there, and it's like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Never be as good as that. But my art styles fits for me. My client base likes my art style because art is subjective. They come to me for my art style, my tattooing style, and you will get it. And to be honest, it's like, Mike, here, look, to be fair, he keeps on at this pace. What I will be saying to Mike, if he keeps on at this pace, well, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, I would probably say if we see some more work at this standard over the next 2 to 4 weeks, my advice to Mike is then that stop working on stuff this big, work on stuff that's a little bit smaller, but then it should be splitting his time between there and human skin, because otherwise he's not going to benefit, he's not going to transition forward. He's at the point, he's not far off the point now with a little bit of work and a little bit of help that he should be working on some human skin and transition across. And that's just from 1 week to next, and that's where I'd be having you at, Mike, to be fair. Good work, mate. Nice work. Nice seeing it. I appreciate it. Come on, leaps and bounds. I am frigging lost. Go back. So we have got Steve LeBlanc, SL, formerly known as Jason. The artist formerly known as Jason. What's this? What Andy is trying to say, Mike, if you keep up at this pace, he will buy your plane ticket. If it keeps up at this pace, it keeps up at this rate, mate, it can, do you want to buy my shop? I'll retire then. I'll retire. So, Stephen LeBlanc, the artist formerly known as Jason. So, wanted to practice line work, so I found a Halloween flash sheet. Not perfect, but I'm getting used to the ambition talks. Good. How are you liking it? I love mine. Still love it to this day. We're even looking at another one. I've been back on the ambition side. They've got a couple of new machines out. I've looked at them because they're now doing a direct drive with a straight cam. Oh my God, that's going to hit like a beast. I think I used to go up to a minute. Is it 3.8 millimeter stroke? But that's on a straight cam wheel. So there's no giving it because it's straight and it's a straight plunger. There's no giving it whatsoever. So that's, fancy giving it a smash. Yes, Mo. I haven't seen no to Jason, I haven't seen no to Jason tonight, which is very, very unusual. I hope all's okay with him. But I haven't seen anything smoke, I'll be honest. So much better than my $60 Amazon machine. Who would have known, lol. Zombie head I used to make. Zombie head I used AI to make the stencil. I wanted to get serial texture in the letters, right? Thought you said it's his work. No, this is Stephen LeBlanc. Chasen. See, you don't remember the lad that used to be in chat called Chason? CHAYSON, who's now LSINKTATTOOS. This is his work. Right? Let's just see out. There's a lot here, my mate. Again, a lot of this stuff, because of what it is. What's that? This one, nice, even, consistent line work, bold. This one, nice little fine line of work through it. This one here, Jason, and we say it all. I say it all about crescent moons. The crescent is good. It's even. You see this little point here, buddy? Looks like you've got a stop-start. And you've either gone back in and L2 too much, or as, let me see if I can get in a bit further. If you pull this curve here, buddy, and you go around and you go around and you go around this way, and you stop here, right? When you come back in, and this is with any line, you don't just start there and go back in, because you can end up missing or all that. What you do is you'll start back about here, you bring your machine in as if it's landing on a runway, and then you'll just get round and you just start touching skin ever so slightly, and then when you get back to this point, then you'll be back fully in skin, and then bring it round and go over. That eliminates that. Similarly, if you was pulling a line, say you was pulling the line this way, then you couldn't get in, then you had no option but to pull the line this way back to it. So you pull it, let's say you pull the line round to there. If you had to pull the line this way, then and you get, once you come back this way, you don't just stop at that point. Stay up how you're doing, bring it round, and when you get to your stop point, always travel back up that line a little bit more and then whip it out. That way then you will find that you don't get nowhere near as many crossovers and fat points or anything on your lines. Just something to think about. Again, generally we're not looking too bad. A couple little places with line work to watch out for. This which is at is done nicely. Circles, yeah, not a bad week, to be honest. Stay up. Circles suck, and as you can see, we've had a few goes, few overspills. Good practice. This cactus stands out as being not bad. Quite like this nail, I'll be honest. This old crooked nail. Good practice, though. Plenty of practice. This is good use. Good use of a bit of line work on fake skin. Generally not bad. A couple of places where you can see you pick up and put down. Another one that stands out there. See this pumpkin. Just got to watch them, buddy. You've really, really got to watch them. Again, it's where transitioning in, transition out. Don't just start and stop exactly the same place. Right. I'm going to have nightmares now I've seen that. Seriously. Why would you even send me a picture like that? I hate horror movies. That's it. I'm having nightmares. So I guess this were done with AI, as you were saying. Serial brain. Is that what that's meant to be? Grains? Is that a spoon? In head? Weird. All right. Cool. I'll tell you what, kid. I'll tell you what. Looking at this, Matt, and you're lining, and I'll be honest with you, a couple little places just to watch on your line. It's just observations and lining and practice. That's all. With that, saturation is good. This is nice. This is nice. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I love the texture. I love the darkness. I love the open space. Just simply how it's done. The thing that stands out to me, these eye sockets, both. These eye sockets, the detail, but without being over detailed on this, I like it. I like it. I can see how deep this back of this socket is. These throw this little dark to give it the shape, which then give it this massive highlight on the eyes to give it that really, really evil texture. You've got this super rich darkness in there. The tongue with just enough. The teeth, this section here over the top, you can see all the wrinkles. You can see all the sculpting in it. And again, through the side down there. But man, I just can't get over these eyes. I just can't get over these eyes. These eyes are awesome. I just love how dark and how sunken it looks. The nose. Yeah, I mean, I don't. The mouth and ho. The tongue fades into the back. Yeah, I love this section here. How it just so shiny into a mid-tone, straight into a black. It's not overly complicated with detail. He's done it with shading, and basically it's probably got black. He's got his open skin, which is his lightest tone, and then to me there may be only two other tones, but it looks like it's done it with texture. Yeah, how not ho? Yeah, it's got to say a ho. Yeah, I really do. I really do. And if you stand, God, I'm looking at the wrong thing. If you stand there and look at it from where it should be looked at, honestly, it's a nice piece. I'll be honest with you, I'm not right sure about what it come with up at top. These grains, me, it'd be nice for this piece if, as silly as it seems, you know, if you'd have had a bit of brain, if you didn't see top at brain or something like that with some maggots crawling out of it or something, that'd have been great. Kind of reminds me of Andy. How do I ban somebody on this channel? Does somebody know how to block somebody on my channel for just bullying? Because Danik's bullying me. But yeah, I like this. This is good work. This is nice work. This across here. Let me get back in. Oh. This little section here. You see, super black, super rich black. Just whipped out that little bit. It's great. Super black in there. Again, with these eyes, texture. Just makes it as if it comes under, gives you so much depth and everything. Nice. Nice job on that one, Jason. Jason, Steve LeBlanc, SL. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Somebody take me out back and shut me. Danik, shut up. Yeah, nice job on that one. I like that one. Really good. What's that? All one round liner. Only done with one, Mike Parrish, and he only did it with one cartridge. Yep. Can we see what it's got? Can we see? No. Cartridge is the wrong way around, guys. We can't tell what cartridge is used. But that was his reference. Oh, that was his reference. That was his piece. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Steve. I probably prefer your tattoo to the reference page. You know, with the liberties that you've taken. You know, in your shading and everything. I probably prefer how the tattoo looks to how the reference does. To be fair. No, but good. Nice work. But again, you're doing that. But what we'll say, like I said, just watch some of your line work, buddy. And it's mainly your transitions and your starts and stops and making sure you're getting a decent passing. But your tops, I know you said you're using a tops. What? What cam you got in it? Do you know what cam you're using in your tops for this? Right, just let me fill this up. Garbage and shit all over the place. Has it got in 4.0? Have you, just to help you with your line work and making sure it's in there doing post, have you tried 4.0? Which one you got? Because have you tried the 4.5? Have you got the did you get the small version? SL, which is it 3, 3, 5 and 4 you get with that? Or have you got the normal tops, which is 4, 4.5 and 5? So I'm just saying, I run the 4.5 me. Find that okay. But if it's a normal top, I don't think they come with a 3.5. So Dustin, is this your first time you sent in, Dustin? I'm not right sure. Is Dustin in chat? Are you out watching? If you're out in chat, if you're in chat, Dustin, jump in. If you're out watching, jump in chat. If you can't find it, that you're trying to jump in chat and you can't jump in, right? It's because I've got subscriber mode on for the chat. Just subscribe to the channel and you can jump straight in chat. It'd be nice if you're in chat while we're having a look at your work, buddy. Right. So, my name is Dustin. I've been tattooing a little bit here and there for about 11 months. There are 2 tattoos I have done recently. The Trick or Treat lollipop is on the outside of my left lower leg, hard location of the tattoo. The foxbird is on my wife. Right. So you've been tattooing for 11 months. North Pond is here. Cool. Right. So we're gonna get some feedback off the guys, everybody that's in. What I'm gonna do is, what I am gonna say is, this black looks to be nicely put in, looks to be quite evenly put in, same through there. Doesn't look overworked, and the colours don't look overworked. I'll be honest with you, Dustin. And let's be said it. I can see what you've gone round. I don't know whether this was your intention, just to have that bold, like green stripe round it, or whether it may have been better off, you know, having a fade. But what I am going to say is, whether it is or not, on how it's coming through on my screen, I don't know whether this is one red or two reds. If you're in chat, just let me know whether it was all one red or you used two different reds here, because obviously this looks darker, this looks darker, this bit looks darker, and obviously we've got some lighter spots. It is a little bit blurry, I'll be honest. What I will say to you is, if, again, like we've just been talking to Mike, if you're using colours together like this, S is a clue. It's people talking code. What I will say is, when I was talking to Mike, if you're going to use colours, I use brown, red, orange, right? Right, it's just coming across as like two reds. Bit of negative space, nah, probably could do. But I think what we worked on this is a little bit more dark on the outside of some of this red, and that worked into a lighter colour. If you'd have had a white or a light pink dusting to add in with your colours to mix it too, just to get that a little bit of a lighter tone. As you see, as you're looking at it on picture, mate, and it might be different on your leg, it's just that as I'm looking at it on picture, these tones are really, really close together to each other, and it's hard to distinguish. We've got this purple looks in, but what I'm going to say to you is a couple of spots missing in your yellow, but your line work, I know you say it's out of place to get to, but your line work, this lollipop stick, the sides of that lollipop stick would be straight. Can you see? You're a bit all over with it. Same with, and you're going to get away with it with being a bit smoky, but these could do being a little bit, you know, smoother. I'm not right sure if just there and here is a pick up and put down, because it is a little bit blurry. But this is touching. Nice to see you're up to lines, full solid, colouring in. But what I would say is, if you use colours in here, mate, you're going to need to work a little bit on your blending, because your blending really. Cheers, love. Thank you. Your blending is virtually non-existent, buddy. It's just like a line, and then in. Oh, that's what it looks like. So you just need to work on that. But it's nice to see that you've packed it in. So what is nice is to see that you've packed it in, and this area with all the reds, this area with the black, that you've actually packed it in and not chewed the skin up. Basically turn your skin to hamburger meat. Let's see what you got on the other one, on the wife. So what did he say? Let's just go back to the message. Fox and bird, right? So you've done them both. Okay, you know what this, like I said, the blacks are in, the lines are in. But what I want is, do you know what this reminds me of? I look at this fox here and I look at it like that. It reminds me of a. Kids illustrated story time, you know, like a bedtime story time book, you know, character does this one. And again, it has its own place within. Colours are put in solid. Yeah, it's right, is that SL? That's, like I've just said, it looks like it being a kid's bedtime storybook with this fox. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I seriously don't mean it in a bad way. You know, that illustrated pages, kids' storybook uh, thing, and that's what it reminds me of. Uh, these colours, again, solidly put in. They're not overworked. The line work is pretty evenly saturated, you know, around this fox. I'm not really seeing any blowouts. Again, it'd be nice if it was just North Pond. It'd be nice if it was just, I'd say, just this blending transition. But again, if you did that on this piece, would it look wrong? Where I am having a hard time is the bird. And I'm only having a hard time for the bird for the simple reason is the black's not black in my eyes. You've got this, like, you know, washier colour through here and through there. But this through here and down through here, I would imagine is black. It doesn't look black. It looks like it's been maybe passed over once or twice and not quite punched in properly. Same with some of this stuff. That bird, for me, wanted some more black in it. You know, like you've got here in this fox, that's black. That is black in this section of this fox. Couple of areas, it very, I don't know, statuesque colours, but colour is hard. Colour is hard. That's why I try to tell people when you're using colour, 3 steps of transition between each colour if you can. That way, then you've got massive difference between your 2 colours, but blending them 2 colours, mixing them in the tube, you've got the range of colours in between there to do them. So instead of just going to your shelf and picking one up and going, yeah, no, that one, oh, that's pretty, not too far off it. No, you want one that, yep, that one, like we were saying, that one's navy blue. Oh, that one's pale blue. Yep, you can mix anything in between. That's what I'm saying here. This is just missing. This is just missing some black, really see. Yes, you can see the detail. You can see the detail. I just think that if this bird had had some black, if the bird had had some black in it, you know, like we can see in the tops of the ears here in the fox. Yeah. But let's get him up. This is Dustin, by the way, everybody, North Pond. This is Dustin. This is his work. Yeah, I'm going to go touch the bird up and read all the lines. I mean, for what it is, Dustin, I personally, you know, I personally don't touch the lines on the fox because it has that feel of, and as I said to you, Dustin, and I don't mean it in any bad way, it has that feel of a kid's bedtime storybook, you know, Roald Dahl type, Beatrix Potter or whatever it is, Roald Dahl type character going to it. So that part, in my eyes, is pulled off. It's pulled off. And whether it's what you was going for or not, that's how it comes off, and that's how it's pulled off. Now, all I am saying is, looking at this bird, for me, oh God, I'm getting thing. You know, around some of these areas through here, it looks more grey washed out than black compared to this fox's here. And I think just in some of these areas to have black punched in, which would give you the separation between the muted tones, on the bird, and that without going over top. Don't go over the top. Don't go too dark. And I think what the fox there. And I think that'll be it. I also think that'll be it. You could get away with a bit of black, and do you know something? Maybe a bit of pale grey. I wouldn't say white, no, a bit of pale grey. Going to reblind the bird only, fine. But what I'm saying is, blacks in where blacks go, you know, area, yeah. And maybe just odd black, even if it's just on tip or odd bit. But that's just something to think of, is see how you've got this white in the fox, which brings it forward. You've got the black, the dark brown, the like beige colours, and you've got a little bit of white. Just wondering whether a bit of black, and you've got this tone here, and then maybe just a bit of light grey, odd place, maybe just blend it in. But that's the artist's choice. I'll be interested to see it, and I hope, fingers crossed, you would send it back when you've done it. But this, like I say, for some weird and wonderful reason, this fox, I just like the style that it's done in. I just really like the style that it's done in. It just captures that style. Again, my mate, Dustin, I appreciate you sending the work in. Be nice if you just, like you said, once you've done this little bit or whatever, send it back in so we get to have another look at it. Unfortunately, my mate, like I said, this one, I'm not super fan of. It's not really my thing. There's a couple of things, but it's not the best of photos either. We try getting it a bit blurry, bit thing. So if you got a better one, or even one when it's healed, you can get a better one maybe outdoors in natural light when it's healed. We could have a look, but yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we've got Bradley Pritchard, design critique. My first custom design from start to finish, Andy. I am proud of how my drawing skills are progressing as of lately. Cheers for the CC. Right, cool, Bradley. I'm glad you're happy with how your drawing skills are progressing. And as long as you're happy, then Boogie's a flying fart in a spacesuit, what anybody else thinks, but let's have a look. So again, I'm assuming that you've done this from scratch, or have you taken bits and then compiled it together and then drawn it together? I'm assuming you've probably taken some sort of reference. Cool. What I am interested in, 1 minute, is this hand drawn? Because it looks like it. Is Bradley still in the chat? Or has he left the building? But I like this. And I think looking at this, see this paper, guys, I actually think it's all hand drawn. Because when I zoom in, some nice clean texture work. I'm not sure, you know. What do we think? Is this hand drawn? Or is this somewhere done on it? This is on Procreate, right? I've straight up thought, Bradley, because looking at this, you see this background with texture, you know, like old watercolor paper and everything. I actually thought you'd hand drawn it, and then I'm looking in, and I'm looking this tight, and it's like, nah, these are absolutely pristine, super sharp. But I like it. It's a cool design. It is a cool design. The thing I want to see now, you know what I'm going to say to you now, Bradley, don't you? I want to see you tattoo it. I want to see it tattooed. Get your false skins out. I want to see it. I'd like to see it tattooed because I do like this, you know, like this aquamarine blue or teal blue, this little darker bit in here, this texture. I'd like to see you recreate this texture through, which is like your drag marks, you know, mag drags. You could get that with mag drags, slow mag, all through here. Funky design. It's a cool design, and I tell you what, I'd virtually guarantee that if you had that up for show as one of your designs, if you had that up for show as one of your designs that you wanted to do, there will definitely be somebody out there that would pick it. You'd get shut of this, what your classes get shut of it, do it for the price of one that you want to do and everything, that somebody would pick it and would have it done. Got based on a few different references. What are you going to go? I'm going for it, and yep, get it done, get it sent in. This is what I'm saying. I mean, it's like this. Brother's drawn this. At the end of the day, can tattoo it. Doesn't have to be big if you didn't want. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a big piece. You could do it on, well, you could do it on a piece that sort of size, which, I mean, if you look in comparison to a phone, but he could do it and it'd fit on a piece that size, so he's getting plenty out of it. But he could take his time with it on a piece that size and make it look bang on 100% and send it in. And I look forward to seeing it. What you got here? Made a stipple brush on Procreate. Going to try and recreate that process. Yeah. Quite easy to do it, Bradley. There's a few ways of doing it. Slow your machine right down. Easiest way is, if you're not 100% to start with, slow your machine right down. If you get a mag, then, and slow your machine right, so you, and if Christ, have I got a cartridge in here, guys? Yep, I have. You're in luck. Slow your machine down. Can you see? Ooh, can you see the mag? You've got a front and you've got a back, and obviously when you colour in, you'll go like that. So your needles are pushing up back of, you know, your mag for something to go up to. What I would say to create your drag marks, Bradley, turn your machine down, turn your cartridge round, so that when you're dragging it as well, they're pulling away from the back. You get a softer finish, so that they're bouncing, you will get a softer finish. You know, basically dragging your cartridge backwards. And by slowing your machine down and dragging your cartridge backwards, so your needles are pulling away from the backrest of the cartridge, you will start and doing it slowly like that. It's a build-up effect, is that you will get that, you will see it come, and you will get that build-up, guaranteed, mate, guaranteed. But yeah, it's a nice piece. Look forward to seeing it. I hope you send it in, Bradley. I hope you do. Nice design. Oh, that's it. All done and dusted with on them. Let's hide on stream. You get full view of me in full ugly mode again. But nice to see them. See work coming along. Nice designs. Hopefully a couple of little pointers and everything. Can see stuff coming on. Like I say, with Bradley, but that's a nice design. We'll love to see that tattooed nicely. What we got here? Oh, Bradders has got a. Appreciate that, Andy. Mate, would you do a pendulum type motion backwards or whip? To be honest, I probably use. Well, God, 1 minute, Bradley. Let me get the cartridge back out for you again. I'd probably. So if you go in, can you see it? That's it. You know what I mean? So we are dragging. So as I said, we're going to drag it backwards. So these needles bounce off the back. Instead of pushing up against the back, bounce off the back. And I'd probably, if that was say like my line and I were doing it I'm working backwards here. I probably come get into about there and like whip, whip shade it off the line backwards. Don't really need to pendulum it because that's more safe at soft shading. Like that, I'll probably just whip drag, drag it backwards, get your machine slow, and get a little bit of protrusion out on your cartridge. And so when you're dragging it, it's pulling away from the back of your cartridge, and you will get it. But again, it's basically going to be whichever works best for you. But I'd probably just whip me on that one. Mike says he'd probably do a bit of both. But like I said, that's entirely up to you. You'll find out which works best for you, which suits your style. Just pull it backwards, like I say. But if you're worried, just worry about building it up, Bradley. So again, hang it out, put it backwards, and it'll bounce more and give you just so it's like dots, drag marks come dots. As I say, Dustin's got his own style. First time I think he's sent in to us, so it's looking good. Really like the fox on that one. It'll be interesting to see what he's done with the bird. Steve LeBlanc, like I say, smashed an Halloween for some lining. Key features on you, just probably need to do a little bit of work on your lining, mainly your pick. It's like passing them smooth. Passing them smooth, you pick up your put down point. Again, he's still getting to grips with his taunt. But then again, he did that zombie piece. Looks awesome. Love the eyes. Love the mouth. Everything on that one looked totally awesome. Mike did an outstanding piece from last week to this week. 90% improvement in his colour work. Just now got to figure out his colours and his transitions between his colours, his steps between his colours. Like I say, 2 steps of colour in between, at least, between your shades. 3 if you can. You can always make in between by blending them. Use a 7 curve mag and 10 gauge. The colour work, use 7 gauge and a 10 gauge. Look, just going back to that one, he's put 3 round liner, 5 round and 9 round liner, 7 curve mag, 15 curve mag, all 12 gauge. Colour work, I use a 7 curve mag, a 12 curve mag, 10 gauge. Look, Mike, you're making things complicated. What I will say on the footnote of that one, Mike, you're making things complicated for yourself. Once you've finished with all your standard gauge curve mags, your 12 gauge, your standard gauge curve mags, Mike, don't buy any more. Don't buy any more, Mike. Colour work, black and grey work, all the other thing, and all I use is 10 gauge. Just simplify it for yourself. I use all standard liner needles. They are all 12 gauge standard 12 gauge standard or standard liner needles, except for super small and tight stuff. I do have 00 3 round liners or 08 3 round liner, bug pin round liners, but that's just for me. All my curved mags, whether I'm doing black and grey work or colour work, are 10 gauge. I don't have 25,000 different gauge needles. I just streamlined it down to that thing that's what works for me. And I have on the 10 gauges, curved mags, I have, these are my go-tos: 7 curve mag, 15 curve mag, and 25 curve mag. They're the only 3 mags I use. So what I'm saying is simplify it instead of overtaxing your brain. But again, that's just what I'm saying. What we got on here? Gotcha. I've only stippled with a 3 round liner, so trying it with a mag will be a little different for me. It's exactly the same. Do a backwards drag But what I will say to you, Bradley, is if you've got you send a little scrap piece of false skin, crank your voltage down to maybe 5 volts, 5.5. Do it so that you're pulling away, and just get a small before you go into your work. Just think, and just get in and just go on, and just gently see how it works, and that you'll be surprised. You will be surprised how it works. Just dragging it backwards on, across a piece of false skin. You'll be highly surprised on how it works. Dragging it backwards across there. And then it's just a case of like stipple shading, because you're just getting, if you're using a 7 mag and you're pulling it backwards, you're getting like 7 rows, so 7 sets of needles. So it's like dragging it backwards. So it's just more effective doing it that way. Just something to try it on some false skin. See whether you like it before you actually go into your work. See whether you like the process. You might think, nah, it's talking shit, him, don't like it. I'll go back to stippling and I'll work it out using a single needle. Fine. Just because I give you that information, not necessarily for you to work that way. You might not like it. So it doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's right doing it your way. If you do it with a needle, with a single needle, and you get the same effect or an effect that you like with a single needle, there's nothing wrong with that. It's what suits you. This is what we've said all along. Once you've learned how to get it in the skin properly and to stay in the skin, put it in the right place in the skin, no blowouts, again, like it's in the right place and it's not falling out, from there on in, you will learn to tattoo, and you will start to tattoo in a manner that suits you. Not that suits me, not that suits that tattooist, not that suits that tattooist. Your style will then develop into what suits you. And just because you don't pull a line like I do at this angle, that way, with your hand here or whatever, doesn't mean that it's wrong. As long as it's in, it's in the right place. It's it's consistent and everything. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Mike Parish, boom. Thanks, Andy. That's why I bought 10 gauge mags. You top, yeah. Just don't bother. Don't, Mike. Just don't waste your time. Don't waste your money with 12 standards. Just stick 10s, mate. Colour, black and grey. You just try to simplify it. All you're trying to do is simplify it without overtaxing your brain. You've got enough with the artwork, rather than trying to bend your head backwards, worrying what needles you want. I've probably got now. What do I use in my arsenal? I have got. Tell you what I use. I only carry a 14 round shader and a 9 round shader. That's all I carry in round shaders. Curved mags, and I don't have no flat mags whatsoever. I don't use flat mags. It's all curved mags. I have 25, 15, and 7. And then in my needles, my liners, which are standards, in my standard liners, I have 11, 9, 7, 5, and 3. And then I've got a couple of boxes of 00 or 08 3 round liners for tightweight. That's all the needles I have in my shop. That's the only ones I have in my shop. I don't use anything else other than them. I've no need. There's no need. I can make do with all that. No problem. Boom. What we got here from Bradley. I'll try it out. I wonder if it being a curve mag will make a difference on the rows versus a round liner. Maybe less traumatic. Well, I only use curve mags. I only use curve mags, mate, and you can get You can get drag marks on it, no problem. I don't know, so you're pulling it backwards, so you're pulling away from the back of the cartridge and it's not hitting up against the back of the cartridge, makes it a lot softer. Makes it a lot softer on the skin anyway. It's not as traumatic. So it'll be a good thing to do. What's this? Boom. Oh, sorry, I saw. Trying to get better fake skins. Real skin doesn't ship to Canada, and pound of flesh is crazy expensive. Any other ideas by chance? Oh my God. Honestly, I don't know, because you've got pound of flesh, you've got real skin. What's the other one? Is it true skin or something like that? Somebody sent me a piece. Is it true skin? Oh, Frankenskin. Is it Frankenskin? True skin? Frankenskin? What this one is? Don't know what that is. Well, that's meant to be decent. So I'm not right sure. I'm not right. I'll be honest with you, SL. I'm not right up on fake skins. It's a long time since I've used it. These guys in chat, I know these guys are using it. So, what we got here, Mike's? What's Mike putting up? SL, I use the Amazon 3mm, and you've just seen what he's producing on his. Bradley's put, I've heard a lot of good things about True Skin. Again, I used it, but it's just another one. Danik, SL Ink. We do have real skin in Canada. Just need a supplier. Anarchy Tattoo Supplies. There you go. There you go, mate. Might be worth having a chat with Danik. Oh my God, good chats. That's what I have, Mike. Smoke, that stuff's not horrible. I use it too. Which one do you use? Smoke, sorry. I'm losing conversation here. Oh, he's using Amazon 3 fake skin. I think Anarchy is all sold out since I've been looking. I found it harder to get a stencil to stick. I'll smoke 3mm from Amazon. Yeah, that's Amazon 3mm. Is that one? What I should do one stream, shouldn't I? You're going about it. Get a stencil done on one of these, and I'd have to bring a machine on and just set out for some black and live. Set up another camera and live try for you guys some of this 3mm fake skin and see what it takes and what voltages and everything. I suppose I could always bring a bit home and just live try it. I know it's not. It's only false skin. It's only fake skin. I know it's not in studio, and I know it's not. Shall we say, in a sanitary condition? I'll probably get shouted at. You know, hey, what are you doing tattooing at home on your desk in front of your computer? And that one, not actually tattooing, I'm just drawing on some false skin. But hey, there you go. Josh Willis, you got all Wi-Fi back up and going. How's everything going with everybody? Got some work to send in if that's cool with you guys. I'm actually about your little piece. Well, I'm just about. What I would do, Josh, is if you can, you may next Thursday or whatever next time I'm live is send it in, because I've been on an hour and 49 minutes, mate, and I'm just about to close this stream down in the next couple of minutes, unfortunately. I do appreciate you being here. Make sure all your notifications on. Past couple of weeks and that, we have been taking a look at a few bits of work that have been coming in and guys have been sending in. I'd say not so much of a critique as, well, yeah, critique, but not much of a critique as trying to give you the pointers and the tips of where to look at and what to do to improve it. But let's get one. Andy's nurse is paid by the hour and she's waiting for Andy to take his pills. Yeah, she's just stood through window at back here. She's waving me adult diaper, adult nappy, as if to say it's time for bed. Yeah, I mean, that's always a good tip in it. Always remember to put your stencil on air dryer. It helps. Leave it 24 hours, air dry it. Leave it as long as you can. At least, like I said, leave it as long as you can. 24 hours is great. I've always found, though, I'll be honest with you guys, that using thermal stencil paper to do a stencil for fake skin, the stencil always works better and stains the skins better than using a inkjet stencil printer. Always has done. Something in the paper or whatever, it just actually does a better stencil than an inkjet printer. Is that? What we got here? Oh yeah, Danik killed everybody out for his fake skin. He got everybody. What we got here? Jamie Hardy. Now then, Jamie. Long time no see. Never picks his phone up. Never comes to see me. I know. Could you do a tattoo on my left cheek? Yep, as long as it's not your ass cheek. Mike, you are welcome, Mike, for the critique. From last week to this week, mate, you've done really well. Honestly, the improvement, you've got shit figured out. It's just a case of now just keeping doing what you're doing. Don't be in a rush. Keep what you're doing. Work it in. And you'll get there. Again, ditch your standards. Stay on your 10s. You're going to be fine. What we got here? Sometime better. Bradley, appreciate you being here. And we've got Jamie, yeah, for you, this lad here that's doing is related to old Jamie's. His pastime is sitting in front of TV and taking Viagra and then doing whatever he needs to do to get rid of the consequences. Yeah, we are related. We're looking at True Skin. It's kind of thicker, but one side is textured. Yeah, I don't know whether that's. So this is weird. Is this one because it's smooth on this side, but like a satin effect, and then when you turn it over, oh my god, it's like a bleeding eye gloss. When you turn it over, and that's supposed to be really good for getting tattooed on. Well, like I say, we've got a few power now. I'm going to do the last, last minute or so as I said, Night Smoker, appreciate you being here. You were first in, and I do appreciate you being here, bro. So with that, guys, if we've got nothing else, we've been here an hour and 55 minutes. I am going to say good night to you all, because it's 11:30 here, and I know it's only early afternoon for you guys. But I'm going to say good night to you all, and yep, like I said, good night, take care. We'll see you in the next one, whether it be weekend, I don't know, or if not, I'll be back next Thursday. We'll have a look at a few more bits of work and critiques and pointers and everything. But in the meantime, guys, take care. I will see you in the next one.